As beginners, we'll use easy to use and intuitive tool to explore stable diffusion offerings. We are going to use Playground AI for this course. Playground AI is my go-to tool for stable diffusion. It only needs a Google account to sign up. It has a very generous free tier limit of 1000 images per day. I've been using Playground AI very frequently and I have never run out of this limit. It has a very easy to use, intuitive, and have a very beginner friendly and clean UX. It supports all the major features of Stable Diffusion like prompt, negative prompt. It has support for Stable Diffusion version 1.5, 2.0, and now Playground AI model to choose from. It supports popular image dimensions, CFG, steps, seed, sample, batch, filters, image to image, in painting, out painting, instruct pix to pix, face fix, upscaling, and much more. So other than model fine tuning, most of the things are covered by this tool. Playground AI is adding new features very swiftly. So we'll have more features supported when you check it out. Other important mentions are automatic level 11, which you will get to use as part of intermediate course. Then there is invokeAI, dreamstudio, diffusers, comfyUI, LeonardoAI, lexica.art. I selected Playground AI because that checks the most checkboxes in terms of accessibility and feature support. You can also check my blog post on a quick write-up on the web UIs for Stable Diffusion with pros and cons for each of them. Let's quickly look at the main components of Playground AI and how many of the controls are linked back to the inputs to Stable Diffusion model that we covered in the previous lesson. We have the prompt. Prompt is the input to a deep learning Stable Diffusion model. We have the negative prompt. Negative prompt tells our deep learning model what to avoid. We'll cover it in depth later. We have image to image. Our deep learning model takes two main inputs, prompt and a noisy image. So instead of a noisy image, we can pass our own image. That way we can guide final output more predictably. So using image to image, we can pass the initial image input to the deep learning model. The slider below image to image decides how much noise to add to this input image. High image strength means add less noise, and our final output is going to be very similar to our input image. Less image strength means add more noise, and our final output is going to be very different from our input image. If this is too complex, don't worry. We are going to cover it in very detail in image to image section. Then we have filter. This does some sort of a templated prompt engineering. It prepends and appends to a prompt to generate output image in a particular theme. On the right side, we have a few more options. We have model. Playground AI supports Stable Diffusion 1.5, 2.0, and DALI. Now it is also supporting its own Playground AI model. We have image dimensions to choose from. Roughly, we have square, portrait, and landscape. Then we have prompt guidance or CFG. Then we have prompt guidance or CFG, also known as classifier free guidance. Prompt guidance determines how strongly we follow the prompt. High prompt means follow the prompt more strongly. Low prompt means follow the prompt loosely, and the model can be a little more creative in its output. Quality and details is same as steps. It determines how many times we do the denoising process. Seed is used to generate the initial noisy image. The same seed with the rest of the parameters same is going to generate the same output. So seed is important for reproducibility. Using the randomize checkbox, we can set seed to be randomized for every generation. We can uncheck the box and give our own seed for reproducibility. Hidden under the hide advanced options is a sampler. Sampler controls the denoising process. We'll cover them later. The last, we have a number of images. Number of images allows us to generate multiple images in the same batch. Next, let's do a demo of Playground AI using the lab guide.